Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the absolute battle of the cloud giants, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. We're going to look at what they offer, where they shine, and hopefully help you figure out which one might be the right call for you.
So first things first, what are we even talking about? At its heart, cloud computing is just about getting your hands on things like servers, storage, or databases right over the internet. Instead of buying all your own expensive hardware, you're basically just renting it. Think of it like this. You don't need to buy the whole power plant, you just pay for the electricity you use.
And that flexibility, it creates a massive decision for any business or developer. I mean, your choice of a cloud provider isn't just some tech detail. It shapes your budget, how fast you can build things, and your ability to grow down the road. It's a really big deal.
So to figure out which one fits, we've got to understand the landscape. Let's meet the titans who are absolutely running the show in the cloud today.
The market is pretty much dominated by these three. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, got there first, and they still have a commanding lead, holding the biggest piece of the pie by a long shot. Microsoft Azure has clawed its way into a solid number 2 spot, with Google Cloud Platform, GCP, fighting hard for third.
And this timeline right here really tells you the story of why AWS has that huge market share. They had a massive head start. They launched way back in 2006, a full 4 years before Microsoft really jumped into the game. That gave them so much time to build out a crazy number of services and pull in a huge customer base. And make no mistake, when we say they dominate, we are not kidding. You add them all up, and these three giants control almost 2/3 of the entire cloud market. The scale is just immense.
Okay, now that we've got the lay of the land, let's dive into the core showdown. We're going to see how these titans stack up when you put them head-to-head on the most important stuff. First up, compute. This is the raw horsepower of the cloud. All three give you powerful virtual machines. You got EC2 on AWS, virtual machines on Azure, and Compute Engine on GCP. They all do the basic job of running an operating system, but the real difference is in the wild variety of specialized machines they offer for specific jobs, like ones with powerful GPUs for AI, or ones packed with memory for giant databases.
When it comes to storage, it's a pretty similar story. Each one has their main offerings for storing files and for attaching storage directly to your virtual machines. The basic functions are almost the same across the board, so your choice really comes down to the little things: performance, cost, and, this is a big one, how well that storage plays with all their other services, like their data analytics tools.
Okay, but this is where the real war for the future is being fought: AI and machine learning. AWS has SageMaker, which is this huge do-it-all platform. Azure, meanwhile, plays to its strengths, weaving its AI tools right into its other business software. And then you've got Google, a true data powerhouse, bringing all its expertise with Vertex AI and even its own custom hardware.
But you know, a simple feature list doesn't really tell the whole story. Each of these platforms has its own kind of personality, its own core strengths. And understanding that is the real key to finding your perfect match.
Let's kick things off with the OG, the pioneer, the current market leader, AWS. Its whole identity is built around its massive scale, its maturity, and just the unbelievable number of services it has.
So the biggest pro for AWS is, without a doubt, that giant catalog of over 240 services and its globe-spanning infrastructure. It's battle-tested. But that strength can also be a weakness. The pricing can be ridiculously complex. And honestly, the sheer number of choices can be totally overwhelming if you're just starting out.
This pretty much makes AWS the default choice for any company that needs a tool for basically any job you can imagine. They have an answer for almost everything, and it's all backed by the confidence that comes with being the tried and true market leader. All right, next up we have Microsoft Azure. They have played their cards perfectly, using their deep roots in the corporate world to become a monster competitor in the cloud.
Azure's killer app, its secret weapon, is how beautifully it integrates with the entire Microsoft universe. If your company already runs on things like Windows Server and Office 365, then moving workloads to Azure just feels natural. They're also considered the best in the business when it comes to hybrid cloud, mixing your own data centers with the public cloud.
So, for big companies looking to build that bridge between their old-school data centers and the cloud, Azure is often a no-brainer. Plus, they offer big cost savings if you already own Microsoft software licenses, which can make the financial argument really compelling. And finally, we've got the innovation engine. Google Cloud. GCP has carved out its space by just doubling down on what Google does best, wrangling huge amounts of data, championing open source tech, and just pushing the envelope on what's possible, especially in AI.
Now don't let that third-place market share fool you. GCP is an absolute beast in some super important areas. I mean, it's the birthplace of Kubernetes, which is now the industry standard for modern applications. Their data analytics and AI platforms are widely considered best in class, and their pricing is often a lot more straightforward.
So what does that mean? It means GCP is the go-to for modern, tech-focused companies. If you're a startup building from scratch with containers, or if your entire business is built around data science and machine learning, you are going to feel right at home on Google Cloud.
Okay, we've met the players, we've analyzed their strengths, so now for the million-dollar question. How do you actually pick one? How do you choose wisely?
The trick here isn't about finding the single best cloud. It's about finding the best cloud for you. And that means you have to start by looking inward. What tech do you already use? What skills does your team have? What's your budget? And what are your non-negotiable security needs? The right answer comes from matching a provider's strengths to your specific list of priorities.
And that leaves us with one final, big idea to think about. More and more companies are using multiple clouds to avoid being locked into one provider. So maybe the goal isn't to pick one winner at all. Maybe the smartest play is to build a strategy that takes the absolute best features from all three of these titans.